Hello everyone, it is Coach Kally V, and thanks to technology today, even though I am not standing physically right in front of you, I am able to lay something down for you guys and get it to you thanks to Mr. John Faulkner, which I am so thankful to you for asking me to do this again. Like, it is a true honor to give this motivating speech to all of these athletes. So thanks, John. All right, guys, so let's get to the nitty-gritty of this motivating speech. We're going to go to the why. The why. Why are you playing softball? Think about it, but don't think too hard, because I have a feeling that when you started to play softball, it wasn't a hard thing to think about. You may have done it because it was fun. You may have done it because your best friend played and you look back and you're like, wow, I'm still playing. She went into something else. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't a hard thing to do. Your why to play softball was easy. Okay? Because as you continue to grow in the sport as an athlete, things are going to get harder. Life is going to get a little bit more tough. And you're always going to have your why. Nobody can take your why from you. Not the teammate who hates you and is jealous of you. Not the coach who, for some reason, has daggers out for you. You're going to come across people like this in your whole athletic career. So just accept it for what it is. But what they're never going to have and they're never going to be able to take from you is your why. So remember your why. You want to know my why? My why was pretty much my parents both played. And it was a huge part. It was something we did as a family. My parents both coached my sister and I. She's 2 years older than me, so once she turned 12, she started getting coached by somebody else. And then once I turned 12, I started getting coached by somebody else, and I played up with my sister. I always played 2 years up. And then it's crazy. We ended up both going to college on softball scholarships. So it paid off, right? So no matter what the game holds for you, no matter how your day goes, while you're in this all-star universe, or like I like to call it, all aboard the all-star train, hang on to your why. And I want you to take it, and I want you to put it in your back pocket. And I'm talking about the back pocket that you secretly put seeds in, even though coach says no eating on the field. I know some of you are guilty of that, but you know what pocket I'm talking about, okay? So you take that why, you put it in your pocket. All right. So the next thing. I really want to share this with you guys, and I challenge you guys as a team, each of you, to do this. I'm not saying you have to, but it's a pretty cool thing. I'm going to talk about defeat. I'm going to talk about failure. I'm going to talk about that moment when you knew where to go with the ball, but all of a sudden you had the ball and it's out of your hand. And it's not going in the direction where you intended to throw it. It's actually still just chilling on the ground, right? We've been there. Or we walked a girl that could do damage on the bag because she can run bases like crazy lady, right? Or maybe our coach said something to us and it pretty much got up in our head and infested our heart and we feel like we're done. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how. I know I'm going to go way, way, way back into time. Are you guys ready to take a little time trip back into time? Back in my college softball days, we did this thing. And I actually have an athlete that I work with who did this. And it was pretty cool getting the picture and seeing it on her shoes. It was awesome. But we did this thing where we all got together before my freshman year. And we were like a couple nights out from our first game, and we all got together and we got our cleats and we got silver Sharpies and we wrote one word on each shoe, and that one word signified a place for us to leave all of our failures and to get back in the game. And that word that we wrote on our black shoes with a silver Sharpie was history. Because 9 times out of 10, when you have failed at something, in anything it is, and right now I'm just talking about softball, you drop your head. So the first thing you see in that moment of failure is the word history. And when you write it on both shoes, you have a higher chance of seeing it, because if your head drops to the left down, you see it on the left foot and vice versa. So if you're going to do it, ladies, write it on both shoes. But when you see that word, it stops you in your tracks. It reminds you, hey, the play is done. Yeah, I screwed up. Whatever, I'm over it. It's history. Now, get your head back up. Okay? Get your head back up. It's over. You and I both know how challenging this sport is. I mean, come on, guys. We are, along with baseball players, the only athletes that practice the same play 100 times with no guarantee of A, ever being able to do it, and B, if we do get to do it, are we going to pull it off the way we've practiced it? That's why I'm a stickler for practicing the way you play, right? You don't need to be thinking it all up in your head during the game. You need to just trust your body and your mechanics and that play that you've practiced a million times to do it. Okay? So if by chance you do fail, or somebody pops off something to you, and it goes straight to your heart, or maybe you misread the sign, and because you misread the sign, you were the last out that lost the game, I want you to take a moment and A, remember how amazing you are and why you're here in this moment. And B, it's history. That play does not define you. Remember that, okay? So in closing, I'm going to close it up with the best part, because if you lack in this, then you pretty much let everybody else around you down, including yourself. Stay out of your head. When you're on the field, you look around, you are not alone. There are 8 other girls out there on the field and maybe 2 or 3 in the dugout cheering you on. Okay? So if you're going to be all upset and all poor me, cry me a river, violins playing in the background, no, you can't be there. Get out of your head. That is the worst place to be in a game. Once you cross those chalk lines, game on. Game on. Guys, my why for playing ball was so much bigger than me. I look like, as I'm talking to you guys, I reflect on my why so much. Like, softball for me was a safe place. I got picked on. I was a little petite girl, and the girls around me were big, and I got picked on a lot. And once I crossed those chalk lines, I was an equal to them because I could throw just as hard as them. I was the little 9-year-old girl that threw a girl out from center field all the way at home. I know what it's like to be picked on, but I also know what it's like to find my safe place. So if that's what softball represents for you, you cannot be up in your head on the field, because if you're in your head on the field, you're letting everyone, including yourself, down. Okay? And that being in your head can start on the way to the game. It can start as you're walking up to the field. It can start when somebody says something to you. Okay, so be mindful of your thoughts and manage your mind. Remember your why. Okay, remember your why. And remember, it's history. Get out of your head. Those are 3 great things to take away from this speech and to take into your all-star journey. Which, thank you for letting me be a part of this again. Ladies, I just want to give it up to you guys. Big applaud. Yes, I'm clapping. I know, you're probably like, she's not even there, and she's clapping. But I want to make this as real as I can. That's how much I care. That's how much this opportunity means to me. Ladies, you are Flagstaff Allstars. Yes, you may have been picked because of your stats. You may be a really good hitter and stolen bases, and you're a really good pitcher, and you're a really good catcher, and all these numbers. But ultimately, you just don't make it because of that. Coaches also look at your leadership skills. Are you building people up, or are you tearing them down and leaving them down? Are you taking away from the team, or are you putting money into the team? That's an all-star. That is why you ladies have been chosen to represent Flagstaff, the city of Flagstaff. So do it up, go big. I want you guys to dominate at your areas, at your district, and I want you to roll into state, and I want you to take it. You know why I want you to do this? Because I know what you're capable of. And I'm willing to bet all your coaches, including your parents, know what you're capable of. All right, ladies, I leave you with that. Your why, how to push through your failures, and staying out of your head. Keep it up. Stay on this journey. Make this a summer to remember. You guys are going to do amazing. I love you guys, and good luck and kick butt. God bless.